It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to November the 24th of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were in St. Louis to take on the Blues for the first time this season. Head coach Andrew Brunette deployed his lines for the post-Thanksgiving matinee in the following way. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist make up your first line. Sherwood, Parson, and Evangelista make up your second line. Trennan, Sissons, and Foodie. Smith, McCarron, and Tomasino on the fourth line. McDonough and Yossi, Luzon and Carrier, Stastny, and Barry are your defensive pairings, and Kevin Lankinen gets the start in net for the Nashville Predators. And we start at 1:20 of the first period with Kevin Lankinen coming with a save on Krug. It's the first shot on goal of the game at 1:47 of the first period. It's Hofer coming with a save on Evangelista, the first shot on goal for the Nashville Predators at 2:10 of the first period. Hofer makes a save on Sherwood, 3:42. Lankinen comes with a save on Thomas, backhand attempt at the 5-hole. He shuts it down. 4:44 of the first period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Saad, squeezes the rebound while falling backwards. Tough save right there. 5:23 of the first period. It's Lankinen coming up with a save on Kapanen. A solid pace and transition to this game early on. Certainly no feeling out period between these two for the first meeting of the season. At 6:57 of the first period, we have our first goal of the game. It's Philip Forsberg. His 10th goal of the season gives the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead. It was Luzon's long shot. It trickled through Hofer and was pounced on by Philip Forsberg before anybody else could find it. Good goal, 10th of the season for Philip Forsberg. And the Nashville Predators lead 1-0. We had 7:24 of the first period. It's Jakub Trennan, his third goal of the season, making it 2-0 for the Nashville Predators. It's a backhander that trickles through and is pushed over the line by Hofer's pad. It was reviewed by the officials, not challenged by the Nashville Predators, and it was deemed to be a good goal. Trennan's third of the season gives the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead in the first period in St. Louis. At 7:50 of the first period, we've got our first penalty of the game. It's Ryan McDonough. He's off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. We would see Lankinen come up with a save on Pernovich, and we would see Lankinen come up with a save on Thomas, and one more on Schenn before the end of the penalty kill. At 11:46, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Hofer a save on Sherwood. Then in 13 minutes, Hofer another save on Trennan. 13:25 of the first period. It's Luzon versus Schenn. 5 minutes each. Late hit on Yossi got Luzon a bit upset, and they settled it with the fists at 15:53 of the first period. It's Luke Evangelista's second goal of the season and gives the Nashville Predators a 3-0 lead here in the first period. It was an open net finish after some incredible puck movement and passing by Sherwood and Carrier to find Evangelista wide open with the open net, and a 3-0 lead here in the first for the Nashville Predators. 14:46 of the first. Hofer comes up with a save on Forsberg at 16:32. St. Louis on the board. Buchnevich's 7th of the season gives the Blues their first goal of the game and makes the score now 3-1. Still in favor of the Nashville Predators. It was a bar down redirect with heavy battle all around. St. Louis was owning the net front in this scenario, and this goal would give St. Louis quite a bit of momentum, some jets on their skates for the next couple of shifts. 17:13 in the first. Lankinen coming up with a save on Kyrou, plus the follow-up by Tropichenko at 17:30. Nyquist does get a chance to hit the iron off of the rush. 18:17, Lankinen right back to work. That was save on Krug. 19:18, Lankinen a save on Parayko, and St. Louis is just controlling the play. All the Nashville Predators were able to do over the final couple of minutes was basically dump the puck and go for changes. We hit the end of the first period. What seemed like a comfortable 3-1 lead is not so much so, with St. Louis really grinding away at the end of the first period. St. Louis outshoots Nashville 18-14 in the first. Physical start to the second period on the clean sheet by the St. Louis Blues. They are certainly imposing their will from the end of the first to the beginning of the second, but at 2:45 of the second, it's Stastny for the Nashville Predators scoring his first goal of his career. It was a wrist shot from the slot, a great read to jump in the middle of the play on the rush right there, gets himself wide open and uses the Evangelista feed to then use a look-off pass, but then opts to shoot and puts the puck in the net for his first career goal, giving the Nashville Predators a 4-1 lead. At this point, a goaltending change for the St. Louis Blues. Hofer is out and Binnington is in net. At 3:04 of the second period, it's Alexandrov off to the box, 2 minutes for interference. We would see Buchnevich then off the box, 2 minutes for hooking. This would lead to a 5-on-3 scenario for the Nashville Predators power play for 1 minute and 6 seconds potentially. O'Reilly would capitalize on the 5-on-3 with his 10th goal of the season. It was a back post slam off of Philip Forsberg's great cross the top of the crease pass. O'Reilly converts right there, giving the Nashville Predators a 5-1 lead on the 5-on-3 power play goal. Now, this isn't officially a power play goal. It comes just after the power play expires, but it looked like it was at first So Evangelista, his third goal of the season, just as the 5-on-4 expires. Tomasino did a lot of incredible hard work right there, setting up Evangelista for the finish right there on the top of the blue paint. And the Nashville Predators, as quickly as they can, score 3 goals in this period. They are now 6-1 after just a few minutes of play. We go to 7 minutes of the second period. Slankinen coming with a save on Parayko at 8:03 of the second period. Buchnevich going to the box 2 minutes for tripping on Ryan McDonough. Binnington comes up with a save on Philip Forsberg, then comes up with another save on Colton Sissons. Then we flip to the back of the sheet and we pick it up in the second period at 10:17. That's where we find Thomas scoring his 8th goal of the season, St. Louis's second goal of the game. It was a one-timer from the left circle, a lapse in the defensive effort by the Nashville Predators in their own zone. They kind of went to sleep for a couple of seconds here, and it only takes a couple of seconds in the NHL to find the puck in the back of your own net. So Thomas, opportunist right here with the one-timer, his 8th of the season, and that gives the Nashville Predators a 6-2 lead now in the second period. 11:56 of the second period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Kapanen with the D support, clearing the rebound out of the low slot area. Great job by the defense right there. 14:57 of the second period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Kyrou. 15:25. Binnington a save on Yossi. 16:33. Lankinen a save on Kyrou. Again, at 17:29 of the second period, it's Philip Forsberg's 11th goal of the season, giving the Nashville Predators a 7-2 lead. O'Reilly starts the play on the end wall with just the utmost patience, kicks the puck along to the half wall where Smith does a lot of hard work and then makes the pass to Philip Forsberg, who is set up for the snipe in the face-off circle. Philip Forsberg's 11th goal of the season, the Nashville Predators' 7th goal of the game, and it's still the second period. At 17:57 of the second period, it's Sundqvist off to the box, 2 minutes for high sticking. 0 shots on goal for the Nashville Predators, but I think they were just fine seeing the second period come to its conclusion. The Blues still out shooting the Nashville Predators after 2 periods, 27-22, but the Preds lead the game 7-2. On to the clean sheet for the third period. We're 1:15 in, and Forsberg is off to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. Lankinen has to come out with a big save on Neighbors, and then at 4:16 of the third period, Barry is off to the box. 2 minutes for interference. At this point, we would see Neighbors convert for St. Louis on the power play. His 5th of the season would be a tip-in while the Preds were scrambling and diving all over the place on the penalty kill. The Preds just unable to continue bending. They eventually broke on this one. Neighbors' 5th is St. Louis's 3rd of the game. The Preds lead 7-3. At 7:12 of the third period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Toropchenko, and then the rebound follow-up. 7:52, Binnington comes up with a save on McCarron. That's the Preds' first shot on goal of the third period, coming 7:52 into the period. At 9:48 of the third, Blaze is off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. 0 shots on goal for the Predators again right here, but again, I think they were just happy to see the time expire and come off the clock. At 12:38 of the third period, it's Sherwood scoring his 5th goal of the season. The Nashville Predators' 8th goal of the game, making it an 8-3 game. He just threw the puck towards the net, just sliding it along the ice, and it just disappeared through 3 defenders, a goaltender, and it ended up disappearing into the net, stuck under the padding there along the ice. It was just a weird optic for a moment as the puck seemed to completely disappear. Everyone seemed to lose track of it. It's in the net. Sherwood, his 5th goal of the season. Preds lead 8-3. At 13:53 of the third period, Binnington coming up with a save on McDonough. At 14:21, Lankinen a save on Shen. At 16:06, we see Nyquist off to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. This was a retaliation penalty for Slewfoot. It was probably the second or third retaliation that finally got Nyquist called. He's off the box. Lankinen comes up with a save on Sundqvist. Lankinen then comes up with a save on Falk. He loses the stick, but he hangs in there, and that would be his final save of the game. The Nashville Predators would close this game out with an 8-3 victory in St. Louis. The St. Louis Blues would outshoot the Nashville Predators 39-35 overall in this game. So for the Nashville Predators, the most goals they have scored in a game this season, and they absolutely pounced on the St. Louis Blues. 3 goals in the first period, and then they added a bunch more in the second and closed this thing out. Every time St. Louis got some momentum going and did score a goal, the Preds were able to answer back with numerous goals. Philip Forsberg leads the offensive charge. So many different numbers and different things to get into from this game, but for the Nashville Predators, for the first time in a long time, going on the road and winning a game, successful in-division victory over a team that's ahead of them in the standings. That's highly important. We've got a lot of analysis. We've got so much to break down in this game, and the box score is going to take quite a substantial amount of time. So let's get into it. Coming up next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast, we've got so much more to talk about from this game. Nashville Predators with the 8-3 victory.